Good afternoon, friends. You are most welcome to Think IS channel. Today we are going to discuss practicing anthropology MANI003, in which we are going to discuss practicing anthropology and health, Unit 1 Health and Culture. And our topic is acquired diseases. Nutritional rickets refers to a faulty or inadequate bone growth, and it has proved a particular problem among Asian immigrants in Britain. Black 1989 describes a number of factors contributing to rickets in Asian children: inadequate exposure to sunlight, possibly as a result of the Muslim custom of covering the arms and legs, Muslim custom. A strict vegetarian diet, especially for Hindus, use of cow's milk for infant feeding, having little vitamin D, maternal deficiency of vitamin D, and a poor uptake of vitamin preparations. The Stop Rickets and Asian Mother and Baby campaigns specifically targeted Asian communities in Britain. These initiatives aim to create awareness of the role of vitamin D in maintaining good health, with programs recognizing that each cultural groups had to be targeted in a manner that acknowledged differences in their dietary customs, religious beliefs, and socioeconomic conditions. Once again, this example of nutritional rickets in immigrants' Asian communities illustrate direct links between cultural customs and physical disease. However, these campaigns have also been criticized for problematizing the culture of immigrants rather than recognizing socioeconomic aspect of rickets as a disease of poverty. Nutrition and culture and health. Cultural aspects and cultural factors are reflected on the food habits and its differential distribution to the people. Therefore, the study of dietary habits of a group of people is important before undertaking any study on these diseases patterns, its treatment and remedial measures. Food and nutrition and health are intimately connected aspects of our life. Food as an integral part of our social existence, which defines our health status, is also considered as a medium for establishment of social rapport. Instances of food served or tabooed at different ceremonies, religious and festivals, etc. Nutrition involves intake of food which is necessary for our life to grow, to keep healthy and to get energy for work and play. Body requires different nutritions for health and growth. The term nutrition and health are synonymous, as without good nutrition proper health cannot be ensured. Malnutrition may fail to ensure the tempo of normal growth at a normal rate. In order to promote the highest level of physical and mental health throughout one's life, it is necessary to get the essential nutrients in correct amount and proper balance. Good, adequate, and optimum are terms applied as prefix to indicate the quality of nutrition. Shukla et al. 1990. The study of dietary habits of a group of people is of utmost importance before undertaking any study on their disease patterns, its treatment, and remedial measures. Cultural factors are reflected on the food habits and its differential distribution to the people. Poor economic condition imbalances the diet and also ruins the health of the families. For instance, the Garos, being basically rice eaters, take curry of pulses, vegetables, fish, meat of any animal, and egg along with rice. They realize boiled food and fry, rarely fry their items in oil or intake spicy food. They relish boiled food and rarely fry their items in oil and take spicy food. Both the habits tend to check the ulcer or gastric related problems. The Garos also consume a large quantity of alkali water extracted from plant ash in their diet. This practice mostly possibly neutralize any acid formation in stomach and thereby automatically checks any ulcer formation. The low prevalence of the degenerative disease, example ulcer, among the Garos perhaps could be due to the dietary habits of the people. Hassan 2008. Important sources, functions, and deficiency symptoms of various nutrients adapted from Sukla et al. 1990. Nutrients, resources, essential functions, and deficiency symptoms. First is proteins. Rich sources are milk, legumes, nuts, cheese, meat, fish, and egg. Essential functions repair and growth of body tissues, body defense. It is work as a body defense. Deficiency symptoms weak muscles, retarded mental reactions, lower resistance to disease. These are caused by deficiency of proteins. Second one is carbohydrate. Sources are sugar, rice, potatoes, and other tubers. Essential functions are production of heat and energy. Deficiency symptoms weight loss. Nutrition fat. Rich source oil, fat, butter, ghee, meat fats. Essential function production of heat and energy. Deficiency symptoms lot of weight loss means and retarded growth. Fourth is vitamin A. Sources are all vegetables, yellow fruits, tomatoes, fish oil. Essential function vitamin A growth health of eyes, skin, and mucous membrane. Deficiency retarded growth, night blindness, and susceptibility to the infections. Vitamin B1 sources yeast, groundnuts, mungfali, pulses, dry and chilies. Essential functions growth utilization of carbohydrates, proper functioning of heart, nerves, and muscles. And deficiency symptoms retarded growth, loss of appetite and weakness, palpitation, and nerve disorders. Vitamin B12 sources milk, meat, liver. Functions formation of blood. Deficiency pernicious anemia. Vitamin B6 green vegetable and liver. Functions are essential functions growth, health of skin, proper working of muscles and nerves, and deficiency cause convulsion of children. Vitamin C, citrus fruits and tomatoes. Sources are essential functions growth, tissue repair, health of blood vessels, and deficiency caused bleed gum or bleeding gum, poor wound healing. Vitamin D, sources milk, liver, egg, fish. Essential function growth, utilization of calcium and phosphorus, health of bones and teeth. Deficiency cause rickets, poor development and decay of teeth. Folic acid sources green vegetables, liver, pulses. Essential function formation of blood. Deficiency cause anemia in infants and pregnant women. Calcium, milk and milk products. Essential sources formation of essential function formation of bones and teeth, activities of heart and muscles, clotting of blood, etc. And deficiency cause poor bone formation, dysfunctioning of muscle. And last one is iron. Sources are cereals, pulses, meat and vegetable. Essential functions are formation of blood and deficiency cause anemia. From the above table, we are able to get an idea about the degree of interrelationship and interconnectedness between nutrition, health, and disease. Here it is pertinent to note that food habits which differ from group to group reflect the way a culture standardizes behavior of individuals in relation to selection of food and pattern of eating. According to the UNESCO publication entitled Culture Pattern and Technical Change, where food practices reflect cultural structuring and values, any change introduced into the society may produce imbalance. Shukla et al. 1990. The vegetables and the different types of animal meat consumed by the Garos supply all the essential minerals, carbohydrates, and protein in abundance. Tubers of a number of species which are rich in carbohydrate are abundant in area. The villagers are very much aware of the fact that protein, mineral, fat, carbohydrate, etc., which are necessary for the growth of the human body, can be acquired from the locally available common edibles. It is believed that in some diseases, particular types of foods are prescribed to regain the resistance power and restore the balance. However, certain other types of the food are to be avoided in certain diseases. For example, in case of the some ailments like chicken pox, non-vegetarian diets are to be avoided. A person afflicted with skin diseases is to refrain from consuming eggs. The people believe that when a person suffers from diarrhea, plenty of fluids such as the juice of lemon, coconut, etc., should be given. Hassan 2008. Traditional healing, its relation to disease and cultural understanding of the human body. We are already aware of side effects of modern medicine, but here it is important to point out that people opting for the indigenous mode of treatment or traditional healing practices also at times suffer from side effects. There are many instances when people seeking remedy under the traditional systems of medicine have instead exhibited certain other physiological reactions beside the already existing disease. Such side effects are more common when people opt for spiritual treatment provided by the traditional medicine practitioner. The repercussion, especially on the mental health of the patient undergoing such treatment, are worth mentioning. Quine rubbing is a traditional practice common among Vietnamese people, but this can produce lesions on the skin. In some unfortunate cases, these marks have been misinterpreted as indication of physical child abuse. Some people of Chinese origin believe that pinching or squeezing other side of the trachea will alleviate persistent coughing. This procedure can produce considerable bruising, which might also be misinterpreted. Nevertheless, it is important to recognize each of the above practices in their cultural context. McLahan, 2006. Anthropologists, particularly practicing anthropologists undertaking health studies need to remember that such kind of practices are to be explained in the context of the culture where it occurs. Through proper understanding of the side effects resulting from adherence to certain traditional health care practices, attempts many be made to create attempts may be made to create awareness for changing such undesirable practices or adopting a modified, safe, and acceptable replacement, which thereby hints at the need for cultural specific understanding of human body. Anthropologists, particularly practicing anthropologists, undertaking health studies need to remember such such kind of practices are to be explained in the context of the culture where it occurs. Through the proper understanding of the side effects resulting from adherence to certain traditional health care practices, attempts may be made to create awareness for changing such undesirable practices or adopting a modified, safe, and acceptable replacement, which thereby hints at the need for culture specific understandings of the human body. The different perceptions that exist among different cultural groups regarding the functioning of the human body very clearly shows the interrelationship between the health and culture in the context of a particular cultural group will provide an explanation of the various physical, psychological, nutritional, and spiritual influences which causes disease and ultimately creates an imbalance of the human body. Culture and treatment. Now we need to acknowledge that culture plays an influential role on the multidimensional aspect of the health of which treatment is an integral part. A recent development of a recent development in thinking about culture and treatment is the recognition of the possible role of culture as treatment. Culture affects the way in which patients and healers receive and define illness and influence the choice and decisions with respect to the treatment of illness. Disease and cure system are universal phenomena. Every society, irrespective of its technological level, over the centuries devised methods of meeting the challenges of disease. The realm of the cure, so to speak, concerns itself with the physical and mental welfare of individuals in their respective family and social context. Soul Tax 1976 said about that. Medicine appropriateness is evaluated both in terms of illness and patient characteristics. The afflicted's the afflicted's relative strength, age, previous experience with medicine, and special disposition, example, pregnancy, all influence perceptions of the medicine suitably. Health system within a cultural group which includes either or both traditional and modern medicine facilities reflect many understandings of the health.